Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2. Yesterday was a full house, and today looks like it's also a full house. So congratulations to the planners. I know you've been working hard at it. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this day 2, but before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the land on which we are gathered. For thousands of years, this land has been the home of the Patwin people, and today there are 3 federally recognized Patwin tribes: the Quechel-Dihi Band of Winton Indians of the Calusa Indian community, the Quetzal-Dihi Winton Nation, and the Yosha-Dihi Winton Nation. The Patwin people have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries. It has been cherished and protected as elders have instructed the young for generations. We are honored and grateful to be here today on their traditional lands. So reading the land acknowledgement has become a tradition at UC Davis before we start any of our major meetings here. So how many UC Davis alums do we have in the audience? Wave your hands. I'm also an alum. It's good to see you all here. Glad to see you. And of course, we have many friends in industry and government who may not have graduated from Davis, but are certainly part of our Aggie family, and we want to welcome and thank you for being here. We're honored to have so many experts and stakeholders from every corner of the agricultural system. We're here with the goal of continuing the path to reducing the industry's greenhouse gas emissions while feeding a worldwide population, which is expected to reach around 10 billion in just a few decades' time. For those of you who are new to UC Davis, I thought I'd just share a little bit about the university. The campus was established in 1908 as a university farm for UC Berkeley, with a primary focus on agriculture. And over time, the mission of the farm grew to serve the needs of California beyond agriculture, resulting in the expansive and comprehensive campus that we see today. And so last month, UC Davis celebrated its 110th anniversary of research and science-based education as a powerhouse of an institution, with 107 different undergraduate majors, 101 graduate degrees, 4 colleges, 6 professional schools, and more than 38,000 students. They'd like to grow some more, but the local community said, please stop. 38,000 is enough students. In the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences alone, we have over 380 faculty members, but we're up to around 7,600 undergraduates in 27 majors and over 1,000 graduate students in 22 graduate groups and programs. UC Davis sits on 5,300 acres of land, and 2,300 of those acres are dedicated to agricultural and environmental research and teaching. This encompasses our student farm, greenhouses, and the many barns and animal facilities, including a feedlot, a feed mill, pasture land, a dairy barn, and a USDA-certified meat processing lab. We have cows and cattle right here on campus. It's amazing to me every year. Students complain about the smell of the dairy, but yet they're the first ones to get a picture at graduation with the cows. So I can't understand it, but I'm glad they do it. As an R1 university, we are focused on both applied and basic research, which generates new knowledge and creates multiple opportunities for students to learn and grow. Still, our core strength as a university remains in agricultural research and environmental sustainability. So as dean, I'm really proud of the college's leadership on enteric methane, dating back to some of the work by Ermias Kabrab. You heard him yesterday, which was published in 2018, looking at seaweed to reduce methane emissions in dairy cows. Dr. Frank Mitloner, sitting up front here, has also been a trailblazer in his efforts to identify and test solutions to the enteric methane problem, and importantly, to communicate science-based data with the public and on the potential impact of animal agriculture on total greenhouse gas emissions. So back in December of 2022, the California Dairy Research Foundation and the Clear Center laid out in detail how California can achieve the world-leading target to reduce methane emissions from the dairy sector by 40% by 2030. And we're gonna get there, right, Frank? Okay. And as you've already heard in yesterday's session, the innovation continues with a lot of new potential solutions beyond feed additives, from vaccines to gene editing. So we know our scientists are getting close to some very good, viable solutions. And I'm pleased to see that this year's summit includes a really big global audience and speaker lineup. So thank you for all the folks who came from outside of the United States. Would you wave your hands? Some of you are still here today. Look at that. Wow. Thank you so much for coming. Our college is educating a new generation of global leaders for sustainable agricultural food systems as part of a consortium of world-ranked agricultural university. So we're focused on agricultural development and training in countries and regions in Southeast Asia, Central America, through programs such as USAID Feed the Future Innovation Labs, our Plant Breeding Academy in Africa, and the UC Davis Program of International Community Nutrition. And so as a public university with a mission to extend this knowledge, we pride ourselves on collaboration, because it's only working together across organizations and borders that we're going to truly be able to address challenges like climate change and this enteric methane problem. The State of the Science Summit is a perfect example of the spirit of partnership and collaboration that we cultivate at UC Davis. Our collaborative spirit and committed faculty, staffs, and students makes us uniquely capable of creating solutions that improve the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the animals we nurture, the communities we engage, and the planet that we steward. So I was pleased yesterday to be able to moderate the fireside chat with Secretary Ross and Undersecretary Bonnie. Their leadership in this public sector is critical, and we at UC Davis stand ready to partner on creating new knowledge to inform those policies and incentives in cutting-edge space. So likewise, I know we have individuals here from nonprofit and investment communities, so welcome and thank you for engaging with our research. It's with your partnership and a funding of novel ideas that we're able to conduct some of these studies and develop solutions with near-term potential, such as feed additives. Your support allows us to also investigate broader and more experimental concepts, such as gene editing. And I know there's still people a little queasy about that. I was at a dinner a few days ago where some of the stakeholders were very much against it. But then when we explained exactly what it was, they weren't quite as scared of as they were when we first started the conversation. So we're really glad to have partners here from Innovative Genomics Institute, from our sister campus, UC Berkeley, and their team led by Jennifer Doudna, co-creator of the CRISPR technology, is partnering with my colleagues from my college, Ermias Gabrab and Matthias Hess, to investigate how CRISPR technology might be used to modify the gut microbes of ruminants to reduce the methane emissions. And so if successful, this work would have global impact and no doubt inform other ways to use modern biotechnology to solve modern environmental challenges. The College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences is unique in that agriculture, environment, and human and social needs are all housed under the same roof. And so this creates opportunities for collaboration across disciplines that wouldn't necessarily happen if our faculty were spread across several different colleges or institutions. A perfect example of this synergy happened just recently between Ermias and Selena Wang. She's an associate professor of cooperative extension in food science and technology. And together, they decided to feed some dairy cows fresh grape pumice left over from wine processing to see if the tannins can help reduce methane emissions while increasing healthy fats in the milk. In this one example, we have agricultural scientists working with cooperative extension specialists in food science and technology under the common goal to decrease methane emissions, increase the nutritional value of milk, and find a solution to managing the wine grape byproduct for an industry that generates thousands of tons of pumice while simultaneously helping the dairy industry meet the state's emission goals. So this one project represents cross-collaboration in ag, the environment, food science, and nutrition. So for me, it's truly an honor to serve as dean and to lead this innovative community of scientists and students who are bringing interdisciplinary study and creativity to some of our most big, wicked challenges. We reach out as a land-grant institution with our outreach mission, and our collaboration with growers, ranchers, the dairy industry, and other experts throughout the food chain are really, really critical. Today's agenda is going to dig into a topic by examining technology adoption in beef and dairy systems. And so I'm really pleased to see that one of our newest faculty members, Dr. Kelly Nichols, will be moderating her first panel as a UC Davis professor during this dairy session before lunch. But before we get to that, I just want to say a few words about our next speaker. He is, in fact, the leader of the CLEAR Center at UC Davis, and his team are really a big part of the reason that we are here today. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Frank Mitloehner for his leadership in this space and his team for their commitment and efforts in creating this summit. I've been working with Frank for several years now on the whole thing around methane emissions, the CLEAR Center, and it has truly been a pleasure. He is the utmost in outstanding faculty that we have at this college. So I want to thank you, Frank, for all you have done. I want to thank all of you for coming today. It takes a village to solve these problems, and so I'm really glad to see so many of you here, and so many of you were here yesterday as well. So thank you for your commitment to really working on this methane reduction issue. Thank you.